Alrighty, up next, here's something to think about next time you go to the doctor. He or she could be addicted to drugs or alcohol. They are human beings. But here's the thing, they could be hooked and practicing surgery, giving you prescriptions, and they don't have to tell you.
Nope. Thanks to a little-known program, I think in 48 states now, doctors in rehab can continue their practice, even perform surgery, and keep their dependency to drugs or alcohol confidential.
Doctors are supposed to heal, not hurt. But sometimes it does not work out that way.
I was in excruciating pain.
I was in a lot of pain.
These men were patients of a nationally known superstar sports surgeon, Dr. Gary Losey. But what they did not know was their doctor also had a dark side. He was allegedly addicted to painkillers. Back then, Mark Montroy was hoping to make a career as a running back with the San Diego Chargers.
Dr. Losey was our team physician. I had utmost confidence of his ability.
Dr. Losey had also been the high-profile physician for the San Diego Padres and the U.S. Olympic team.
Dr. Losey thought he was God.
But Dr. Losey's terrible secret was apparently widely known to everybody else except his patients. From his nurses to his fellow doctors, who supplied him with prescriptions and worked by his side in the OR when he was performing operations on people like Dan Berglund.
I never would have gone to this guy if I'd known he had a drug problem.
The biggest problem is that back then, California allowed its doctors to enter a confidential rehab program if they had a problem with drugs or alcohol. Therefore, if they had DUI arrests or known drug addictions, they only had to join this program, and it remained unknown to the public. And recently, much was made of the substance abuse of Dr. Jan Adams, the California plastic surgeon who performed a tummy tuck and breast reduction on Donda West, Kanye West's mom.
Okay, so she's not breathing at all?
She's not responding.
Okay, but I want to know if she's breathing. Is she breathing at all?
She's cold and clammy.
Okay, ma'am, is she breathing?
No, I couldn't hear her.
Okay.
Donda West died after being rushed to the hospital from her home. Dr. Adams previously settled 2 malpractice suits and had 2 DUI arrests on his record. Did Donda West know about Dr. Adams' DUI record? Does anyone know what their doctors have done or are doing when the medical boards allow their members to hide behind a curtain of privacy? Dan Berglund didn't think so, and he didn't think it was right.
When one of them is accused of something, they basically lock arms and close ranks. They don't want to talk about it because I think they feel, well, that could be me next time.
With us today is Tina Manassian. She claims her doctor was in a confidential rehab program when he botched her surgery. And wait till you hear this story.
Oh, boy. Recovering alcoholic and drug-addicted Dr. Jason Giles is here. Jason, thank you for being here. And former District Attorney and Superior Court Judge Jeanine Pirro.
Also, by satellite today, we have from San Diego, the head of University of San Diego's Center for Public Interest Law, Julie Felnick, joining us.
And a report by Julie, by the way, led the California Medical Board to abolish their confidential dependency program. I guess another way of talking about this is that you could call it secret rehab for these doctors, right, Tina?
It's a secret program, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so tell us what happened to you. You went to a doctor, you decided, hey, I'm not feeling so good about my body. You wanted to get a simple tummy tuck. Well, right. I guess a tummy tuck isn't simple, but you wanted to get a tummy tuck.
Right. I went to him, and he consulted with me for a tummy tuck, and he actually told me that I would have a box-like figure, and he said...
a box-like figure if you had a tummy tuck.
If I had a tummy tuck, okay. And that his suggestion was that I do what's called a total body lift. I would still have the hourglass figure, he said. And I said, well, gee, I should do that then. I mean, you're the expert, and this is probably the best surgery for me, like you said. So I went ahead and did it.
A body lift.
A body lift.
Full-blown body lift. That's very complex surgery.
It's very
right?
complex. It's for people who've had gastric bypass or major weight loss and have hanging skin.
You didn't have
I found out later I wasn't a candidate.
You say after your surgery, basically what you ended up with was a mutilated body.
Mutilated. Total mutilation.
Why do you think he pushed that then on you?
I believe he pushed it because at that time, he was going through financial problems and he needed the money. Yeah. Plus, the body lift is a more expensive surgery.
So what has that left you with? Do you have wounds?
I have open wounds. I have 3 open wounds now.
This was 3 years ago.
5 years ago.
Wow.
And I have gaping gaps in my body to where my clothes don't fit properly.
You told our producer that there are areas like lumps inside your body where the stitches
There's
still are.
stitches coming out, yeah.
It would seem to me that this is like, it would be a classic malpractice suit. You'd be able to go to take him to trial, and that would be it. His license would be taken away. But that didn't happen.
That didn't happen, no.
You did go to trial, though.
I did go to trial.
And you didn't win the civil suit. A jury said he's innocent.
The jury said he was innocent, but what the jury didn't know is this is a man who is battling an alcohol problem. These are things that the judge, they would not let us bring it in, not let us bring it in.
He had how many DUIs, do you think?
2, but he tested positive many times for alcohol and even had his staff lie for him on his AA record.
And I understand one of the DUIs, he was stopped on the way to the hospital.
To treat Becky Anderson, and he got pulled over and arrested on a DUI.
Remember that Becky Anderson case out of California?
Yes.
But you lost the case. The jury, the judge, they made a decision that says, no, they sided with the doctor. Isn't it twice now you've lost? You lost the appeal as well?
I did lose the appeal.
So they couldn't find any proof that he was drunk when he did the surgery on you.
And I know that, but, you know, I didn't know he was an alcoholic until I found out from my attorney that he was in this diversion program. Had I known that, I would have never gone to him.
Sure.
Julie, I want to get to our guest in San Diego. Julie, this doctor is continuing to practice now. And again, as Tina just said, he won this suit, but there's still some problems, and you are concerned about this guy, aren't you?
Oh, I'm very concerned about this guy. And the Medical Board of California is trying to take his license away right now. He is in the diversion program, we believe. He's supposed to be. His license is currently on 5 years probation.
Tell us about the diversion program, a little bit more detail.
The diversion program is a monitoring program. When the medical board becomes aware of a substance abuse problem in a physician, they divert the physician into the program as opposed to taking away his license. The idea being, let's get him into recovery, rehab, and put him back in practice when he's safe to practice. And during that time period, we will monitor him. We will do random drug testing. We will have him attend group meetings. We will have worksite monitors when he is permitted to return to practice. So they use a lot of monitoring mechanisms in the program in an attempt to monitor the physician's behavior. The problem is, in the study that I did in 2004, I found that none of those monitoring mechanisms are effective at all.
Wow.
They're inadequate. The random drug testing was not random at all. It was many times done on days that the physician could anticipate or even manipulate.
But again, if the doctor promises to stay in this rehab program, secret rehab, he can or she can perform surgery. By the way, repeated calls to the office of this man we're talking about in Tina's case, Dr. Brian West, and his attorney were not returned yesterday.
But here is somebody, though, Jason, you were a doctor and you were going through the same thing. You actually went through this diversion program and you have a totally different outlook on it.
Yes, I do. Thanks.